Spencer, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Been seeing you on TV, on CBS. Saw you at Shane's Rib Shack. Got the big Super Bowl special. Got 50 wings, $35 at Shane's for the Super Bowl. Who's your Super Bowl team?
I don't know. It's tough. Peyton's tough, but Seattle's got that defense, so we'll see. It'll be a good one.
Richard Sherman, pretty tough in the defense these days.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you like his brashness? Do you take that in stride and say, hey, that's the way some people are? Maybe that's a good approach for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's confident, so I like that about him, but it'll be a good game.
Sunday, and again, you're kind of undecided right now.
Yeah, I think Denver will pull it out, though.
I kind of like to see Peyton Manning win, I guess, because you don't have that many chances to get another title, and if he gets this one, this will be a second, and also get some people off his back about being one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
About his legacy and everything.
Yeah, the legacy's big. I think for Peyton, means a lot. He's a good guy, does a good job, and kind of put him in the same category with the Joe Montanas and the Terry Bradshaws and all those guys over the years. I don't think Peyton's as good as any of those. Montana, I think he either won 2 or 3, and maybe Steve Young grabbed 1, 2 for the 49ers.
Okay.
Crazy, crazy stuff. And Dan Marino never won at all.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest.
So. Saw him in that one Super Bowl he played. Boom, didn't get one. But you did win the hearts of many with that big shot. That big shot still gets people excited. They still love it. People still talk about it, and it's been good for you.
Yeah, it's when it went in, it just felt like a dream. It was unreal. I think God used it as a platform for me to share my story for moments like this, so I can tell everyone, share my faith and tell everyone what I went through.
And it was a lot about the basketball that you guys signed before the game. It's kind of ironic how all that came together that same night. Talk about the basketball, about your friend's name you signed on that ball before the game got underway.
Yeah, Coach presented us with the idea of a dedication game, I think Monday or Tuesday that week, and we, everyone wrote a letter to who they were dedicating the game to, and I think we all played for someone other than ourselves, and that gave us, a lot of passion and intensity. And I chose Josh Rominger, and he was he faced cancer, and he was in the hospital. It was on the tail end of my treatments, so I sort of got to know him before he passed, and he meant a lot to me. So that's it was just incredible how all that turned out.
Were your teammates aware of Josh? Were they familiar with him and about the experiences you had?
During the week, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, we all shared who we were doing it for, so everyone knew about him.
Turned out to be a great night, I mean, all the way around. What about Will Gardner? We talk about the Andy Griffith show and about all these guys, and even back in these days on TV. What about the guy that helped him come down the road? What about the guy that helped save him? Who made the big pass? Will Gardner, right?
Yep, Will Gardner got a perfect rebound, kicked it out to me with a great pass, and that's when it all happened.
And was that an intentional missed shot by the shooter from Mount Airy? Because they were up by 1, just missed the shot, hits the floor, game over?
Yeah, they were trying to, for him to miss it and us to fumble the ball or something, but Will got a perfect bounce, so it's just, it was incredible.
50-footer, then as soon as the game was over, everybody kind of hoisted you up on their shoulders and carried you around, and the celebration was on.
Every kid dreams about that, counting down on the clock, 3, 2, 1. So it's just, to have 2 in one game, it's unbelievable.
So you had the 1 just to send it to OT, right?
Yes, sir.
Was the distance the same for both of those, or the last one had to be longer?
Yeah, the last one was definitely longer. On the first one, it was in regulation. The play before, I went up for a little floater, and Carson Mounts swatted it into the curtain. So
up on the stage, right?
Yeah, up on the stage. So Coach called a timeout, and we regrouped. It's a play we run every day in practice. We always practice it for end-of-game situations like this or like that, and he said, you're going to knock this shot down. So we got out there and executed it perfectly. Nick hit me with a perfect pass.
I'll tell you, it's a lot about, I'll put this out there too, because there's so much involved in what you've been doing over the past several years. As a lot of it's about Philippians 4:13. I read that on one of the articles about you, and maybe on one of the, I went back and looked at some old articles too. That's been the basis of what you've been doing through all the cancer battles, through the basketball seasons, through the work with your friends and your family. It's all been about that Philippians 4:13 for you.
Yeah, that's always been one of my favorite verses, and it's helped me out through my treatments and in rough times. So, like, one of my big mottos is anything is possible, and that it ties in perfectly with that verse.
What are you going to do to top all this now? After all this is going on, what's going to be the laying on top here, the icing on the cake? Maybe down the road for Spencer Wilson. Maybe do this in a college basketball game someday. Maybe here's a scenario. Let's go with Spencer Wilson, gets a little bigger, a little stronger. Next thing you know, Tyler Lewis at NC State says, "Hey, Coach Gottfried, I know this kid down at Bishop McGuinness. He might make a good point guard for us. Let's get this Spencer Wilson to NC State." And all of a sudden, you're the guy that follows up Tyler Lewis. I mean, what's going to be the follow-up for all this? Maybe
a state championship would be pretty nice. But we're just going to keep working and improving every day in practice, and hopefully we can get there.
17-3 right now, the Bishop McGuinness boys. 17-3 and still growing. Did you have school today?
No. I just found out we got no school tomorrow, which is unbelievable.
No school tomorrow, so does that mean
roads are fine? So
yeah, does that mean you can't play tomorrow, or can you play tomorrow?
Game's canceled.
Wow. What are you doing now during all this cabin fever time?
Me and my friends have just been going to the gym, hanging out, getting shots up. So it's been fun. Nice to get a little break. We've been going hard.
So who do you play next?
We had Walkertown tomorrow. We were supposed to, so I don't know how all the scheduling is going to work. I know we play Winston-Salem Prep Tuesday at home.
That'll be a tough one, right?
Yep, senior night. So
wow, senior night already. The year is about gone. It's left us.
It's blowing by.
Junior year or senior year for you?
What junior year?
Still have one more after this year, then?
Yes, sir.
Wow, got a lot of work to be done. I was reading back too about all your battles and fighting this cancer. You've been through it not once but twice, and maybe either the first or second time around they gave you about almost less than a 10% chance of survival.
Yeah, that was it was tough news to hear. My dad, he was the one to tell me, and it's really tough on him. I couldn't imagine having to tell my child that he's only got a 7% chance to live. But God doesn't believe in percentages, and He can overcome anything.
Well, you got the best coach around, and you got God on your side. You got the best coach there is. And you think about all those battles of cancer, a lot of chemotherapy treatments back in those days.
Definitely. It was tough on my body. Got tired, sick, throwing up, and stuff like that. So it took after my treatments, it probably took 6 to 8 months the first time for all that.
How old were you when that first time came
13 when I was first diagnosed.
13 years old. Man.
So it took a while for all the chemo and everything to get out of my system. And I was in remission for probably 6-7 months, and then I relapsed the second time.
Was the second time tougher than the first time?
Definitely.
Wow.
I felt like after the first one, I felt like I was done.
You thought it was gone?
Yeah, I was like...
you didn't know maybe you fight this one time, you beat it, it should be over. You didn't know it could come back.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought this could come back or anything like that. I just tried to keep living my life and try and let things get back to normal.
And I was reading about it too. The one time you had it in the groin, also it spread to the lymph nodes. Was that the first or second time?
That was the second time. And the first time it was in my thigh.
Wow. A lump came right in your thigh.
Yeah, it was a lump about the size of an egg, and the doctor said, if it keeps growing, you should probably get it checked out. So we went and got a biopsy, and it came back for malignant for rhabdomyosarcoma.
How'd you keep the optimistic outlook instead of saying, why is all this happening to me? How come I got hit by all this? How did you keep that optimism going?
My faith in God, number one, and then I had a really strong support system with my parents, family, friends. I had a lot of people praying for me.
Do you ever get kind of edgy about this thing and say, this cancer tried to destroy me, and I'm going to go out and show somebody what somebody who's fought this battle can actually do?
I've definitely used it to help me in all areas of my life. Overcoming adversity. When the little things happen, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. So it's
if you get a little change in plans with the team, or change in plans at school, or maybe the family has an adjustment of schedules, you don't have much trouble with things like that.
Yeah, I try not to let the little things affect me, but sometimes they do. But we're all humans.
I read something too. I did some reading today, and I'd seen this on our website. Picked it up from one of the other websites a couple of years back, maybe now. But you had that session that one day. You really wanted to get better, and you connected with Rick Lewis, and you got that workout, a couple-hour workout with Tyler Lewis. That was a big boost for you that time.
Yeah, definitely. Stuff like that just really, kept me going, and I got a lot of signed memorabilia from professional athletes and coaches and teams. But Tyler's been, huge in my life. I still talk to him weekly, almost daily.
Really? That much?
Yeah.
That's good. That's
so
good.
we've got a really good.
Let's put a plug out for Tyler. Did you see the game last night?
Yeah, saw the game last night.
Outstanding game.
Yeah, he had what was it? 6 points, 7 assists, 0 turnovers.
No turnovers.
No turnovers.
Wow. The pass he made, I really was impressed with. He drove down the lane, they're going right to left, and he had that pass maybe to Warner, whoever it was. Might have been somebody else. Might have been Ross to turn. I'm not sure. I just love the pass. It's not your typical pass. He just throws it back over the side.
Yeah, he did that in high school all the time. That over the head pass.
Well, some of his passes in high school are kind of scary.
Yeah, he's very creative and all that. So
back in high school, you make some passes. If you're the recipient or the guy getting that pass, you better be ready.
Oh,
and you better come to expect it.
You better be ready if you're playing with him.
He can get the ball through some spaces where there's not much room at all.
His basketball IQ is off the charts.
And it's amazing too, because some people I don't think even have the proper appreciation of what this kid can do, because they just see him on an ACC game on TV, and maybe I'm not going to fault Coach Gottfried how he uses his guards. It's worked out pretty good the last 2 games.
Definitely.
But they don't see sometimes Tyler Lewis enough to really be able to realize what this kid can do.
Yeah, I mean Tyler's a gamer. When he gets his chance, he's going to make the best of it, and he's been doing it all year.
Kind of like what you did with Cancer too with Tyler. He doesn't seem to let him affect him either, because there'll be some games it's like this guy's disappeared at the end of the bench. Maybe Cat Barber's having a good game. Maybe the way the game is going, Coach Gottfried I guess feels like it's better to keep Barber out there. But sometimes Tyler can disappear, but then it doesn't seem to affect him. He gets in the game, and against back on Sunday against Georgia Tech, he got the call. Light goes off, comes in, nails a couple of 3-pointers, makes a drive-in move to the basket, scores a big 2. I mean, he just does the good things.
Yeah, Tyler's always shined in those big games and in those big moments, and when he gets his chance, he's definitely going to make the best of it.
Can you believe Tyler? I mean, it's all about Spencer Wilson. One of his people he follows is Tyler Lewis, who kind of helped him in his game. But I saw him Sunday in that game against Georgia Tech, and not seen him much this year yet. Don't get to see too many TV games. He was out watching the game or going some game. But I saw the team, I said, that's not the same guy. This guy must have went to Shane's Rib Shack for the Thursday show. He's gotten big.
Yeah, he's over the summer he worked out a lot and put on a lot of weight, and I think that's definitely helped him. And last year everyone questioned his defense and stuff like that, and it's improved a lot. He played really well, which I thought his best defensive game of his career yesterday. He had one little strip
late in the game last night. State did not capitalize. He knocked that ball loose in the post player. When he poster brought the ball down, he knocked it down away low. They didn't get the ball getting control. He just does the little things. It looks like Tyler Lewis has that ability to move with his feet and know where to be before the play even happens.
Yeah, he's definitely got just an amazing sense for the ball, defensively and offensively.
Is that a key to basketball? I was thinking about this today. I was out shooting some of my stuff last Sunday. I'm thinking, some of these guys, I've got to ask Spencer about this, ask Coach Davis about anybody else. Are you thinking before the ball gets to you what you're going to do with it when you do get it? Do you have an idea, a concept you already? What happens next? I mean, it almost seems like you have to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just instincts. We've both been playing for so long. You just got to feel for what you're going to do next.
And you look at yourself right now, and again, this is not the Spencer Wilson clone of Tyler Lewis night. We're not going to talk about this because there's so many similarities.
Yeah.
And it's not like you didn't spend a lot of time with him learning the game and studying the game. He came home one time, I read, where he talked to his dad, Rick, said, man, this Spencer Wilson kid, he's got the stuff. He's got the makings. You're about the same size that Tyler was back when he was in school.
Yeah, I've sort of modeled my game around him. I used to watch his videos all the time on YouTube.
Well, those videos are crazy too, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I've always loved watching him play.
Haven't seen it yet, but his dad told me one time that Tyler could actually dunk too.
Yeah, I've seen him dunk before. So
interesting. Now, I remember back when he was like in 8th grade, he played in those MLK games at the Coliseum. That's back when he was for Forsyth Country Day, before he went to Oak Hill for that 1 year, I guess it was. But he was 8th grade. He was starting in high school.
Yeah, he's his game has been well beyond his years ever since he was young. So he's always his older brother Colby. He played at UNC Charlotte.
He sure did.
I guess them going at it in the backyard definitely helped with his game.
Man, it had to be some good games because they're,
like
you say, I think we've already talked about this maybe already. His basketball IQ was just off the charts. Yeah, so. And yours has got to be the same way too, because you were playing. I saw those pictures of you on one of the websites back when you had the shaved head. I don't know if it was because of the I don't think it was cancer treatments. I think you were just young playing for that God's Athletes team.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Coach Wilkinson was it?
Yeah, Coach Wilkerson with the Kingdom Athletes.
Yeah, Kingdom Athletes.
Yeah, that was an awesome team. Coach Wilkerson's a great guy. He's been sort of one of my role models.
You were just a little guard back then, right?
Yeah, I was probably about 5'5", 100 pounds maybe. So I've the past summer, my trainer definitely helped me put on like 30 pounds.
Wow, 30 pounds?
Yeah, 30 pounds in the past summer.
Wow.
So,
and that's, man, you got to be a good basketball player too. For a basketball player to absorb that much weight in that amount of time, that's a pretty big step.
Last year I was 5'10".
Would you say you're scrawny last year, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
But you've gotten bigger now, though.
Yeah, I put on a lot of muscle, so it's helped out tremendously in my game.
How tall?
6 foot.
6 foot? Okay, I read somewhere maybe the 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah.
And still growing?
Still growing, definitely.
That's always a good thing, too.
Yeah.
The coaches should know that. And you look back to that days with Coach Wilkerson back. I remember hearing about from a buddy, Greg Johnson, out of High Point. He said, keep an eye on this Spencer Wilson kid. He's a brother of, I hope I'm right about this, the brother of Weston Wilson?
Yes.
We haven't even mentioned Weston. We talked about Will Gardner. We got to get Weston in, too.
Yes.
Man, people, I see Spencer on the team. I say, man, Spencer's, he's doing great, doing well, long shot. He deserves all the recognition. But, man, we got to give Weston a shout-out, too.
Definitely.
Heck of a baseball player.
Heck of a player.
Headed to Clemson, right?
Yes, he's there right now.
Is he there already?
Yeah.
So he was a senior last year?
Yeah, he was a senior last year at Westland.
Gosh, he's at Clemson now then.
Yes.
Wow, that's even taking me further down the road than I thought. I thought maybe he might have, because I went by the Max Preps today, and I guess I looked at last year's roster, because they don't have this year's roster up yet.
Okay.
But he is now at Clemson on the team. They've only got 2 weeks to season starts.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks till the season starts, so he's excited. He knows his role. He's just trying to beat out. They got like everyone in the infield returning this year, so he's been working hard. I've been talking to him. It's they've been practicing long hours. So.
I bet they get started early in the morning too, don't they?
Oh yeah, so they should have a good. They're I think ranked 13 preseason.
What position will he play?
They've been looking at second and third with him, so that's where he's been.
Did he pitch some also in high school? He pitched any?
He pitched a little. Back when I played baseball, when we were 12, 13, 14, he pitched a lot.
He's just a phenomenal player, Weston Wilson. But my buddy Greg Johnson at High Point, we talked about Weston a lot because he was at Wesleyan. I think you were at Wesleyan too on the JV team back in the earlier days as well.
Yes, sir.
But Greg had told me about this little kid. He got this little kid. He's been sick, but this little kid's fighting this cancer. And man, he is going to be every coach. All the AAU traveling coaches were trying to get Spencer Wilson, trying to get the little kid on their team. That was even back, I think, in Coach Kovalewski. He might have been around it all even back those days too. Coach Wilkerson. Yeah. Everybody's checking out this kid. I mean, you had a lot of people trying to get you on their team back in those early days.
Yeah, I've always tried to be a fundamentally sound player. That's been my main thing, fundamentals. So it's just been tough with me in the recent years because of my size. So that's what this year's definitely helped out in the past summer, putting some weight on.
Yeah, putting that weight on is key too, because you put the weight on now, and hopefully all things are done with the cancer battles, World War I, World War II. You beat it and won both those battles on those wars, and now you have to keep that weight on and keep growing and keep going now.
Yeah, definitely. I think the chemo, it took a little while to get out of my system, and the radiation. I did radiation the second time, so both of those just.
Was there ever any blood transfusions and stuff like that involved too?
Oh yeah, all the time. I think I had probably 15 plus blood transfusions.
Well, that's tough stuff. Talking to people who've had cancer over the years, you beat that, you survived that, you've gone a long, long way.
Definitely.
And you were at Ferndale back in the time too, weren't you?
Yeah, I was at Ferndale.
About Ferndale days. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun over there.
Now you've been at Ferndale, then you went from there to Wesley, and then you made the move to Bishop McGuinness. The move to Bishop McGuinness has been a good move for you too, then.
Yeah, it's been a really good move. I just felt like God was calling me to go over there. I knew some people over there. I knew Coach Thompson.
Coach Josh Thompson, right?
Yeah, I knew Nick Eford, and I played AAU with him back when I was younger, so I had some connections over there, and I just felt like God was calling me over there.
It's kind of wild too, because I think about names I've seen over the years. I've seen the Megan Buckland name. She was involved somewhat with Wesley, and she went to Bishop and graduated, then went to North Carolina. Then her brother Michael Buckland, he's still at Wesley, I guess.
I'm real good friends with Michael. I actually went to the gym with him yesterday, so we still have a good friendship.
He's a good shooter.
Yeah,
he drove the basket left side against Greensboro Day last week, hit that key layup against, I think it was only 2 points in the game, and they dropped that game to Greensboro Day. What's been the biggest, other than that Mount Airy game, what's been some of the other big wins for your team this year?
Tough losses were Prep, definitely. At their place, we lost by 3, 55-52. That was a tough one. Big wins, let's see, Carolina Day, we played them up at a tournament at UNC Asheville. And then Charlotte Country Day, we played them up there. It's another tough loss. East Surrey at their place.
East Surrey is a tough team in that conference, right?
Yeah, they got Scott Meredith. He's a really good player. Carson Long. So they got some good pieces. We were supposed to play them Tuesday, but that one got canceled from all the snow and everything.
Well, let's talk about some of your teammates also. We mentioned Will Gardner a lot earlier. He's another guy who came in from Greensboro Day School.
Yes, sir.
Joined you guys. You got Nick Eford. Nick's been there a while.
Yeah, Nick's been there since his freshman year. Excuse me. He's been huge this year. That Mount Airy game.
The good thing about you guys, and I'll jump on you occasionally. Yeah. I've kept up with you quite a bit through your Coach Caleb Money. Is it Caleb Money? Am I right?
Yes, K Money.
K Money sends us those posts and those scores on Friday nights. We post them on the website. Try to get some good headlines and to get all the names in. But the thing about those headlines, the good thing is, so many different names every time.
Yeah, we've got so many different weapons. We got Nick on the wing who can, he can shoot, he can drive, finish at the rim. You got Big Will who can alter shots down there.
Yeah, because he's had several double-doubles.
Yeah, he
had one stretch about 4 straight.
Yeah, it's like 4 straight double-doubles. Then you got Logan who can do everything. He can shoot the 3, take it to the rim, finish, big body. Then you got Tommy Kester's really good shooter, knockdown. Will Webster,
and you got Jack O'Halloran.
Yeah, Jack O'Halloran. He's been huge for backup minutes for Big Will. So, we've got a lot of depth this year, which is really good.
That's a solid core, guys. Maybe about 7 or 8 deep, but a solid core.
Yeah, 7 or 8 deep. Got Carlos too. So, our depth has played a huge role in this game. It seems like every game we got someone else going off. So it's been good for us.
This Logan Weathers kid had about 20 the other night.
Yeah, he had 20 and like 10, 11 boards against, who was it?
Was it North Stokes?
Atkins,
Atkins,
so
right.
And then Nick had 16 against North Stokes. So it seems like you got someone every game getting 15, 20 points.
Spencer Wilson with us. He's Spencer Wilson of CBS fame, NBC, ABC. Were you on Good Morning America too?
I heard I was.
Somebody inquired about that on our website. Sometimes we get these inquiries and little headlines where people are trying to find information about something. Spencer Wilson, Good Morning America. But we know you're on CBS.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, the CBS did a great job. It was awesome. It was amazing having them come to school and film and do all that.
I still like how they were able to put the video together, the last shot. That's still fun watching that. I can watch that over and over again.
Yeah, they did a great job.
I know Channel 2 ran that, I think, on their news last Saturday night. Saw it there. I always like to hear those announcer guys in the background. They don't tell you a whole lot. It's like, whoa!
Yeah.
You always love that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff. Well, you look at the future. What do you think the future holds for you? I know you got junior year to finish up. It's going to be out of senior night coming up next week.
Yeah.
What do you think the future holds for Spencer Wilson here?
Just continuing to, hopefully put on another 20 pounds this summer. I'm going to work hard in the weight room, get stronger, keep working on my game, and hopefully go somewhere to play in college.
If it's not NC State, which wouldn't mind seeing you there with taking Tyler Lewis's spot in the future, but if it wasn't somewhere like that, not the ACC, what are some of the other visions you have or options you have in your mind? Because you got to be thinking about something now.
Yeah, right now I got a couple D2, D3 schools looking at me, so I just want to go somewhere where I can play and get a really good education.
6'1" right now, right?
6 foot.
6 foot even. Well, we're going to stretch it out an inch. 6 foot. How much do you weigh now?
About 145.
So you put on 30 pounds, man. You needed those 30 pounds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You put on another, say, 145 now?
Yeah, 145.
Put on about another 20, 25 pounds. You're probably going to be getting about right.
Yeah, right around there. So.
So you're going to do something, I'm sure. This basketball thing is going to be a big part of your life, but there's a bigger picture out there too, I think, for you.
Yeah, definitely. Basketball has always been one of my biggest passions. I've always loved the game, but down the road, a couple years back, I went to the Dominican Republic on a mission trip and worked some basketball clinics and did some stuff with Score International, and I loved it. I could definitely see myself going down there. I got to speak in front of 500,000 people, tell my story. So
wow, that's good
it was awesome.
And that's been within the past couple of years.
Yeah, within the past couple of years.
I read about a group from Vandalia Christian. Some of the kids went with Score last, I think, during the summer for a baseball trip.
Okay. Yeah, I went on a baseball trip too.
Did you?
So that was my second time down there.
Still playing baseball?
No baseball.
No more baseball.
I stopped when I was about 13.
So it's all basketball now.
All basketball, yes sir.
So you're looking at that, making another visit, maybe down that way. Do we see you getting into the kind of the ministry, maybe as a missionary type person?
I could definitely see myself doing something like that. I've always loved coaching. I could see doing something like that. But the ministry would definitely be something something I'm interested in.
And your thing is probably you're going to need to get in front of a lot of people. It's not the small groups are good because you want to reach all the people. You want to reach the masses, though.
Definitely. Just sharing my faith and how important my relationship with Christ has been in my life. With other people and bringing other people to the kingdom is just, it's something that really intrigues me.
Was there something really in there too, some doctors you may remember back that had that same kind of influence? Because you had to have some people watching over you from the medical profession that had the feeling, we've got to do something to help this kid. We feel like there is something we can do to help this kid.
Yeah, we shared our faith with a lot of the doctors and nurses, and many of them, were Christians, so it was good to have people like that in there. Baptist is awesome. They helped me out with a lot. So.
I mentioned my buddy Greg Johnson, who kind of told me about you back when you were younger. It's kind of interesting for Greg, too, because he was fighting the same thing, fighting the cancer. Okay. Made that move down to Duke about a year and a half ago now. We get calls from Greg, got to go back down to Duke. Finally got that call, I think it was a December night back in 2012 on a Friday night, and said, had to go to hospice. Then got the call that Saturday, gone. So
really?
There are battles sometimes that are won, and you lose some good people, but then there are battles sometimes like yours where we still have you with us, and therefore you're going to try to do something with this to make something positive come out of it.
Yeah, God's got a plan for everyone, and I don't really know what He's got for me.
It's got to be something. I may be wrong. I'm not the one who has all the answers, because you've got more than I do right now. What's going on with you? But you got to be thinking there's got to be something connected with basketball that's going to be used by you to get this message out there.
Yeah, I think God knows that basketball is my passion, so I think He's going to find a way to use that and bring others to Him. You
got to think it's that way because you've been on TV with this, you've got the exposure, you've got the name out there already. Part of the work's been done. Now it's just kind of clean this up and get it even better, and kind of adjust it, make it even better, kind of fine-tune it to get your product out there, because the chances are unlimited for what you can do.
Yeah, God works in mysterious ways, so we'll see what He's got in store.
He still may want to get you in that ACC court. You never know. I mean, that's got to be a goal in the back of your mind somewhere. Maybe to hit that high level.
I just want to play college basketball.
Yeah, you definitely want to go on to the next level and keep playing.
Any level is, I'm just keeping my options open and just going to work as hard as I can, and wherever I go.
We mentioned Weston Wilson, who's at Clemson, along with DJ Reader. You ever heard of DJ? Big DJ?
Heard of DJ.
Is he still? I guess he's still playing baseball.
Yeah, he's playing baseball and football. So
we know him, and through Weston, but also known kind of through all the stories and keep up your sports past couple years. Your dad, Billy Wilson.
Yes.
He must have had an athletic background of some sort.
He did.
Because with Weston being as good as he is, your brother, and you being like you are with this basketball, there had to be some kind of sport for your dad too.
Yeah, my dad played baseball, basketball, and soccer in high school, and he was an incredible athlete. He went to High Point College back then, and he played basketball his freshman year, and then he played baseball all 4 years. So baseball is his main thing.
He was an all-around athlete.
Yeah, he was an all-around.
Where did you go to high school? I'm guessing either Central or Wesleyan. I may be wrong.
It was Wesleyan.
He did.
Yes, sir.
What year he graduated from high school? Back in the 80s, maybe?
Yeah, I think early 80s. Maybe. I'm not sure.
What if I hope your dad's maybe listening to us while we're doing this.
Yeah,
what if he was back? What if he was back in the Robert Tucker, Robbie Hicks, Aaron Tooley back in those days? Because I remember Billy Wilson back that day, back in Dennis Handlin days, and again Robert Tucker and Aaron Tooley and Robbie Hicks. Because I taught all those guys back when I was teaching back in the day, and all those guys kind of migrated from Vandalia Christian to Wesleyan. And I remember Billy Wilson back in that day, because all those guys, just outstanding athletes over at Wesleyan. That was back in the days of Coach Brad Ehrman. I don't know if you ever heard his name or not.
Yeah.
Coach Ehrman was around back in those days, and Coach Rick Sanford was the soccer man back then, I think, in Wesleyan.
Yeah, definitely.
So all that goes back, it's all part of a master plan.
God, it just still doesn't even seem real that thinking back to 3 and 4 years ago, getting chemo and radiation and all that I could be here and hit that shot. It's incredible.
And how has your school reacted over at Bishop McGuinness? What's the reaction been like among the students and the people in the school?
It's been crazy. Everyone in class, everyone's just been congratulating me and everything. So it's been wild.
Have you been able to kind of take it all in and absorb this and find? Because some people might eventually say, "Man, I'm kind of getting tired." I know it did get a little rough off last week, all media attention, but taking all this in and be able to use it in a positive way, it's not been something that's kind of weighed you down. You've been able to do something with it then.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of getting a lot of attention or anything like that. I've never really seeked attention out like that, but you know, I know I can use this to share my faith in God, so that's what's sort of keeping me going.
And you look at the rest of the year, you guys want to win out against Winston-Salem Prep. Are they the biggest stumbling block in the rest of the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, they're the two-time defending state champs. So
1A? Yeah.
1A, two-time defending state champs. So they're really deep this year. Then you got East Surrey, obviously, and Mount Airy's good. So, you know, there's a lot of competition.
Mount Airy sees you guys again. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
Oh, yeah, we got them up at their place next time, so that'll definitely be a good matchup.
That'll be a regular season game?
Yeah, regular season game.
There's a whole lot that's going to be going on these last few weeks, right?
Yes, sir. Conference, it's in the middle of conference, so full swing. With all these delays, though, it's been tough. I don't know how they're going to reschedule all these.
And you guys will still have a conference tournament you got to get in.
Yeah,
also,
we'll
right?
still have a conference tournament we got to get in. So it's crazy with all these
Between
delays.
now and the middle of February, it's going to be like a blur, I'm sure.
Oh, I know. It's going to be crazy.
And could you actually say a matchup were to be set up between the Bishop McGuinness boys, the villains, and the Bishop McGuinness girls, the villains? Would you beat the girls team?
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
They're a pretty good team, though.
No doubt.
We'd
beat them.
Who's the best player on that team right now, you think? I know they got the Neaters girls.
Yeah.
They got Julia Brown. Who's the top, I'll say in a nice kind way, the top dog on that team?
Cameron Neaters is really good, and then Julia, like you said, they're both just, you know, they're fun to watch. I've never really enjoyed watching girls basketball, but they definitely got a really good team.
As you get older, you'll develop a better appreciation for it, I'm sure, because watching the fundamentals, we were talking about that before we began the show today, the women's game, sometimes you watch, say, we were talking about maybe UConn versus Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Just the sound fundamentals of that game gives you a better appreciation of it.
Definitely. You know, our girls' team's really fundamentally sound, and, you know, they got a great
Coach
team. What is it, 8
Robinson.
straight?
8 straight. I told was telling Paul here at Shane's Rib Shack before the show about how they won 8 straight titles, the girls' team at Bishop.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Coach Robinson should go ahead and be in the State Hall of Fame. Just put it in there now.
I know, definitely.
Now, here's the man at Bishop back in the day. What about Aaron Toomey? What do you hear about Aaron these days?
I actually went on a visit up to Amherst a couple weeks ago, and I got to watch him play, and, you know, he's incredible.
He's a Division III mastermind, isn't he?
Yep, D3 National Player of the Year last year. So
that's amazing.
Won a national championship.
They did all that, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't think we even get the proper appreciation for that. Get a grip, and he's still with them, right?
Yeah, it's the senior year this year.
Man, how are they doing this year?
They're doing really well. I think they're 11, 12 and 1. So lost one early. They had a couple players hurt.
Haven't seen as much out of him sent to us this year, but I've seen his name pop up. So is there a chance he could duplicate that Player of the Year again this year?
Definitely, I think he could. He's putting up bigger numbers than he did last year. So he's a special player.
He was, and they won the state title, I think, under his guidance, so to speak.
08, 09, yeah.
Back in the day, yeah. So I think they were down in Raleigh that year when they won it.
Yeah, down in Raleigh.
That was the same day that Northern Guilford was there, Bishop was there, and I think Dudley's girls were all winners in that same, I guess it's Reynolds Coliseum on the NC State campus maybe that year.
Yeah.
I think that's how it worked, yeah. There was a Diachenko kid there back in the day, too.
Yeah, Ross.
Him. Yeah.
He's a really good player. From what I've heard, I didn't really get to watch him play, but I've heard a lot about him.
There's some pretty good history of Bishop McGuinness basketball.
Yeah, that team in 08, 09 that won the state championship, from what I've heard, they all knew their role, and you know, when you had Aaron and Ross putting up numbers like they did, they were pretty tough to beat.
Now, your favorite college player has got to be, I'm sure, Tyler Lewis.
Definitely.
How about a favorite pro player? Got any favorites on the pro level that you kind of follow? Anybody out there?
Stephen Curry.
Wow.
You know, he's, in my opinion, the greatest shooter ever. So.
I was going to say, my thought when you said something, the first thought was all about the shot.
Yeah. I love Stephen Curry, and then LeBron James. He's just, you know, he's a freak.
Now, here's the thing I didn't get to mention to Coach Corbin Davis, who was here from the Grimsley JVs earlier. He had a player on his team was here with us tonight. This kid came in, Bruce Davis. He hit a shot the same night you hit yours.
Wow.
To win the game against Dudley. It's on Greensboro News and Record website right now. Your shot is on there. His is on there too. Both on the same Friday night. But the night he hit his, you hit yours in regulation. You hit yours in overtime to win it. This kid hit his, plus he scored 37 points that night.
Wow.
That's how crazy. But my thing I want to bring up tonight is the player of the year, no, excuse me, I'll take that back. The player of the month for this state, in my opinion, high school, college, whatever, Al Jefferson, Charlotte Bobcats.
Really?
Yeah, that's my thoughts. Al Jefferson just had a crazy month. I mean, he's had like 8, 9, 10 double-doubles this month.
Wow. I actually haven't gotten to watch a whole lot of basketball lately because of everything going on. It's been hectic, but
I don't see many of their games. I get to listen to a few of their games and also check the papers. I mean, the Bobcats would not be anything this season without this guy, Al Jefferson. Check him out sometime, maybe when you get a chance.
Yeah.
But your guy against Stephen Curry.
Yep. I've always loved Steph, especially when he was back at Davidson. That's when I started following him.
They were in the NCAAs that year, and he just about carried those guys all the way to the Final Four.
Yeah, one shot away from going to the Final Four.
It's that Sunday afternoon game.
Yep, I remember watching it.
So that's another play. You kind of mold the Tyler Lewis and the Stephen Curry molds together.
Yeah, he, you know, I got to meet Steph over at Davidson, and he gave me some signed shoes and stuff like that. So nice. I've sort of followed him every
kind of followed his dad back in his day, Dale Curry, back in his days at Virginia Tech. He played for the Charlotte Hornets and able to bring out two great kids, Stephen Curry, Steph Curry. Here, quick story on them. We've got to get you on here soon. But anyway, with Greensboro Day State Championship game, Greensboro Day having to battle both those Currys, and they were at Charlotte Christian, still beat those guys.
Really?
Knocked them down. I mean, you got Stephen Curry, Steph Curry both there. Greensboro Day still gets the win.
Yeah, you know, Freddie's a great coach. He's been doing it for a long time, so it was tough playing against him last year. I remember we lost at their place. They beat us on the boards like 42-17. So you know, they're really well coached.
I guarantee you one guy will probably hit those boards that night, because I'm thinking about last year's team. They lost Christian Hairston, who was a 6'7" guard. They also lost Reggie Diller, now Presbyterian. Christian Hairston's at Elon. Reggie's at Presbyterian. Reggie just a great outside shooter, big, strong guy.
Oh, yeah.
But the guy that went unsung on that team, the guy that did the dirty work, did it all, man, hit the boards, John Terry. Yeah. Remember JT?
Yep, JT Terry. You know, they're just so well coached and fundamentally sound, and defensively, they were one of the best teams we played last year.
You're going to be at Bishop the rest of the way, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Locked in, Bishop McGuinness Villains. What will you do during the summer? What's the plans this coming summer? Who will you be with? You got a travel team picked out? Keep on playing?
I'm playing with Coach Thompson with North Carolina Spartans this summer.
Oh, yeah.
So it should be fun. Last year of AAU, it's flown by.
You got to be making that college decision before too long.
I know, it's crazy to think about it, but you know, it's here.
Do you go to any camps in the summer? Are you so busy with AAU you don't need any camps, probably?
Yeah, AAU will probably be taking up most of my time.
Just wonder if we might look up in the Bishop stands maybe next year, maybe late this year, because we saw Coach Roy Williams was at the game last Friday night over with Theo Pinson against Greensboro Day. Maybe we don't see Coach Williams checking out Spencer Wilson. We need this kid.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
It'd be nice to see, yeah. Your thing I think I can get already is you hear about these big names, people are saying, I'm throwing these big names around you. You kind of blow it off and say, we'll see. You just take it in stride.
Yeah, I'm just sort of taking it in stride, and you know, I know God's got a plan for it, so I'm just doing everything in my power that I can to you know, get to college.
You're doing a good job handling it too, very humble about it too, taking it all in.
Yes, sir. My parents have you know, always told me to remain humble through everything.
And the good thing is, if you remain humble now, this will be the huge moment, but this may not be the biggest moment of all. So many people get that one moment and say, I'm taking this one, I'm going to run this, but hey, eventually that moment kind of dies down, you got to go get some more. You're ready to take others on too.
Well, not everyone knew the backstory initially to everything that happened with the dedication game. So when the shot went in, I knew that was, you know, some divine intervention there, and that's why I've remained humble through everything that has led up to this.
A lot of guys talk about it's like the game within the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little games inside that big game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How about the academics? How's all that going?
It's going well. Bishop's really tough, but you know, I've got some really good teachers, so I've been working hard. And
what's the hardest class you got going your way right now? What's the toughest class over there?
Spanish.
Oh, what level are you at right now in
Spanish 2.
The kid who was here earlier, Raylan Davis of Van Ding, is at Spanish 3, so you got to at least match what she's doing there.
Yeah.
Got to keep taking Spanish.
Yeah.
That's the toughest class right now. What's your favorite class?
Favorite class? Let's see.
Nutrition, I know that's probably not enough.
Probably anatomy.
Anatomy, okay.
Yeah.
Going back to my days of teaching again, back in the biology classes, what is the biggest thing or probably the most advanced thing you guys have cut open?
Right now we're dissecting cats. So
we did cats back in our day too.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, I'm making all these crazy stories trying to make correlations, but back in my teaching day, all the students in the biology class had to pay a biology fee. I came to this conclusion: these kids are paying this money. Too many times you go to schools, they pay the money, but they don't use the money.
Yeah.
We're going to use every stinking cent we've got here. We're going to use it all. So we started out with the earthworm. You probably done that already, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Advanced to the grasshopper. Then it was the frog. Let the frog hit the cat. Let the cat hit the dog. Let the dog hit the rabbit. Did them all.
Really?
Yeah, did all those animals. And, you know, I was not a biology major in college, physical ed major, but I learned it as I went on. But man, it was interesting, especially when you're dissecting.
Definitely.
When you get a cat and the cat's got little baby kittens inside the womb, and you're actually dissecting the fetus. Which someone said, you should, well, if it's there, let's examine everything we've got here. Let's look at the whole thing, the whole big picture. But that's some interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. We haven't gotten that far yet, but we just started last week with all that.
So I mentioned we did the cats, we did the dog, we did the rabbit. The rabbit was there too.
Okay.
I forgot about the rabbit. You're getting there.
Yeah, we've done
that
pigs.
cat is interesting. You take the intestines of a cat, because some kids were doing that. You take that intestines out and stretch that intestines out. It's going to be about from that window to the far side of the It's huge.
It's crazy. It's a lot longer than you think.
And when it dries out, it can, I've seen a few people smack a couple of kids upside the head with it too, which probably shouldn't be done, but it did happen, which makes for another good story. Spencer, it's been a good run for you. All this has happened to you. It's good stuff, and we want to see it continue, see it keep happening.
Yeah.
The crowning moment, like you said, would be the state championship.
Definitely. I think that's everyone on our team's goal, to win a state championship, conference championship, and a state championship. So we're just doing everything we can to make that happen.
I think Coach Thompson can handle it too, because he seems like some of the interviews I saw of him, he's handled all this pretty well also.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Thompson is awesome. He's been one of my big role models, and I've looked up to him as a mentor the past 6-8 months that I've been with him.
So, the good thing about it, he's been there before and done it.
Yeah, he's been there, done that. So, you know, we got a great coaching staff with Kay Money and Coach Lockwood. So I think, you know, with our personnel, we can go pretty far.
So got to get the regular season. Still a chance to win the regular season, Tom?
Yeah, still chance.
Got to beat Prep though to get.
Yeah, we got to beat Prep and Easter.
And then go on to the conference tournament.
Yep, conference tournament, and then
leave out of that, hit sectionals.
Yep.
I think the regionals, if I'm not mistaken, you guys would be in the regionals. They would be at the Coliseum Special Events Center.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure, because they've been there the past couple of years. That would be a good trip for you there too.
Oh, yeah.
Not to go too far.
Yeah,
just settle in right there.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
And then I'm not sure where the states are this year. They're always in Raleigh and Chapel Hill, but I think they kind of.
I think this year might be in Raleigh. I'm not sure though. I can't remember.
So yeah, I would think sometimes because you want to get to Chapel Hill for sure, because you'll see Coach Williams, which is good. Yeah. But you may want to get to Raleigh since we're talking about this Tyler Lewis deal, and maybe Coach Gottfried. You just got to keep Coach Gottfried honest. That's the key. Keep Coach Mark Gottfried honest and keep Tyler in the game on a balanced level.
Yeah,
I love watching that kid play.
Yeah, he's made the most of his minutes this year.
Get your evaluate. I think about Tyler Lewis. I think it's important as a point guard. He keeps the dribble. He just keeps on. Too many point guards dribble a few and they give it up.
Yeah.
Play's dead. He keeps that dribble going, which keets the play going.
Yeah, he's got the ball on a string. You know, his handles are just unreal.
You mentioned what you did is exactly right. The ball's on a string. He'll weave it down the sidelines and take it back up top, and just keeps the play going within his hands and doesn't waste passes.
Yeah, I think his biggest strength is his basketball IQ. That's what's gotten him to where he is right now.
And they say it looks like Opie from the Andy Griffith Show, which he might, but I tell you, he's a much bigger kid than he was before. The kid's growing.
Yeah, he's put on a lot of weight over the past years.
You get a chance, I guess, like you said, it taught him quite. And the wild thing is, we got to keep hitting things that come back to memory.
Yeah.
His family is faith-founded as well. There's a lot of faith in his family. Just read what his dad wrote on the Phenom website about the experiences of you and Tyler and what his dad. When his dad went to that game in High Point, they had the game in High Point where a team came up from the eastern part of the state, played your team.
Yeah.
You'd been sick the day before, like sick as a dog because of all the treatments, whatever. You're still fighting the cancer. You went out that Saturday night, and you must have been weighing back then about 98 pounds.
If that.
Yeah, and you went out that next night, hit for 25 points.
Yeah, that was a God thing. That's all I can say about that one. The day before, I couldn't even walk up the stairs. So
you couldn't even move.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was a lot of fun though.
When I saw the people after the game, I saw the big pile of people. Like, when I first saw them, what are they doing? I mean, they hit another big shot in that game too.
Yeah.
But they were in a word of prayer for you there.
Yeah, it was a magical moment. You know, everyone surrounded me praying for me. So it was God was definitely real. His presence was there.
You're not a huge guy, but you made a big impact. Big impact.
You know, God's using me as an instrument to to bring others to Him. So that's all I can say.
I think the one thing you do, you give other people confidence, and if people feel the confident level because you got the energy and you're optimistic, which I think people's optimism rate rises too when they get around you.
Yeah, I've always been optimistic and passionate about everything I do. So, I think that's what attracts other people to my story.
Did you and your dad have any trouble finding the place tonight? Got here okay?
Yeah, got here just fine.
Super. Have you had your meal yet?
Not yet. I'm about to grab it after this.
Let you get that meal. Spencer Wilson with us, brother of Weston Wilson, son of Billy Wilson. Your mom's name?
Jody.
Jody Wilson, the Wilson family, because it's a very tight-knit family, a very athletic family.
Got a younger sister, Rachel. She's over at Westland, volleyball player too. So.
She's going to be a good one too then.
Oh yeah.
Rachel Wilson. Everything you guys do is kind of based around the athletics and based around the family's faith then.
Yeah, my dad, he told us, athletics can definitely help you with a lot of life lessons. You experience a lot of adversity and you can overcome a lot through that.
Well, you keep overcoming. Stay healthy and keep working hard.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
thank you.
Keep us in touch. GreensboroSports.com. Basketball in focus. This is a man that really put it all in focus. He knocked off and beat cancer, World War I, World War II, beat it twice. Has gone on to hit that 50-foot shot that made national TV, made a ton of different programs. Most important thing is he's got everything in proper perspective. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got it. Spencer Wilson, excellent guest here tonight.